Hey y'all, Instinct Survivalist coming again with another 2-Tip Tuesday. This time we'll be talking about blood circles, blood bubbles. How about overall knife safety? It sounds much better. Basically, I was in a class yesterday up in Canton, Georgia, with the folks from StarCraft. Alex and JJ up there were doing a phenomenal job. But the draw for me, and they already know it, is Kawalani Moorhead was actually up there teaching an Addle class. They expanded it out, went to primitive traps. Fantastic class, guys. Fantastic group of guys, group of folks, and again, great instruction. But what I did realize is that, there was a lot of cutting with knives, and in doing so, everybody was safe. Nobody had any issues yesterday, thankfully. However, when I got on site yesterday morning, what I did find was this little boy was doing a cutting technique and, well, basically sliced open his thumb. And so when I asked about it, I was like, well, what happened? He goes, no, I screwed up. I mean, that was it. This is a little 8, 9, maybe even 10-year-old kid sitting there going, I screwed up. I didn't follow the safety of knife techniques. So I want to kind of review those overall with you. First and foremost, let's talk about knife safety as a whole. Why do we do it? Well, to protect yourself and to protect others around you. So the first thing we'll talk about is the blood circle, blood bubble. I actually heard it referred to yesterday. And that's actually taking and saying, okay, at what extent, with my arm extended and even reaching out, am I safe, right? That becomes your blood circle. That means that anybody inside that area could come and you could have a problem. You could have cause harm to them. And so we're, again, not looking for safety just for ourselves, but also for others around us. It's courteous as well. And if somebody is coming towards that circle, and this did happen several times yesterday. If somebody comes towards that circle and you're working on something, just stop. It's not going to hurt you to stop for 2 seconds to find out, number one, where are they going? Number two, they may not be paying attention. Again, yesterday, full of folks that were paying attention about every little area and concept. I mean, we even had, these guys are search and rescue, so they were medics on hand, if you will. But the reality is it takes 2 seconds to just stop. You can put down the knife, here you go. This is probably your best action when somebody's approaching your blood circle or your safety circle when dealing with knives. The second thing I want to talk about is one particular cut. This is actually a straight cut or straight arm technique. It is a push cut, okay? And we'll talk about push cuts versus pull cuts. This is a push cut, one of the basic cuts out there, and some people actually refer to it as a rough cut. Now, this technique and the techniques that are coming can be shared throughout every type of knife, whether we're looking at the Bushcraft Black. Yeah, I'm showing the Moras some love today. The Companion, the Basic, my Swiss Army knife, regardless of which blade. Or hey, let's talk about the CRKT Tomahawk, right? I can do the same thing with that. So our rough cut is literally taking and extending outward. This is another one of those reasons why you're dealing with that blood circle or that safety circle. In doing so, what we do is, again, secure the cut and ensure the safety of others. Now, you're going to hear me continually harp on the safety of others as well as the safety of ourselves. So in doing the rough cut, let's look at this, a straight cut, and we're going to use the black this time. Let's do it on this one because I've got some cuts that still need to be made. This is the first run of the Addle, if you will. I've got some trimming down to do and some thinning out to do. But that rough cut, right, that straight arm technique is actually taking and making sure that you've got this arm locked in, right? You've got an overhand grip. Notice how the nice fist, but in the midst of that is the blade facing outward. And all I'm doing is just taking and pushing forward. Again, I've locked this. I can lock it here, straight arm out, straight arm out. Again, your safety circle, your blood circle. Now, where does this become beneficial is because this cut is used for removing large amounts of wood. So if we took as an example one of these pieces of wood, and I took and I cut into it, you'll notice how easy that comes off. It's not for shaping or anything of that nature necessarily. There are ways to do that, but it's literally just taking huge pieces of wood, and you saw the chips are flying, huge pieces of wood off at a time. Okay, again, can be done with either or any and all, and you see it with the smaller, and then some of y'all are gonna go, yeah, do it with it, it's okay, I can do that. So in that, I'm gonna lock mine down. This one's not exactly made for razor sharpness, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. I'm gonna turn it. I've locked this under my arm because so it doesn't flop around, and I can just take and do some let's just do it the right way. Take and pull some pieces off that way. Now you'll notice there's not a whole lot of chips flying when I did it with the Tomahawk, and the main reason is because this blade is not designed for that in my setup. You can profile it however you want to, and that profile may do it for you. In mine, I don't have it set to where it's going into trim. Could I do it with my Camp Axe? Yes, I actually could. With my Tomahawk, I actually leave it a little bit wider. The edge is not quite as sharp, shall we say. It's sharp, just not quite as sharp, and it's more of a rounded edge to it. So overall, regardless of which way you look at it, that is the way to do the technique. Now the other side of the coin is this, literal other side is, Bill, I'm left-handed. What you showed me was right-handed. Okay, that's okay. Bushcraft Black in the left hand. Guys, I am a professional. Not really. Same technique, right? I lock up under there, take and I push. This little knot right there, that's great. But you can see the same process, the same technique in taking down that massive amount of wood, even left-handed. Now that's the benefit, if you will, of being ambidextrous, is I can do them both in both hands. But you'll notice I've taken off a lot of wood just on that end alone. So regardless of what hand you or what hand you're dominant in, and if you're left-handed, then okay, apparently you do it right. In doing that, what you do is you have to make sure that you've secured it in your hand, in your fist, if you will, knife blade outward. You've checked your safety circle. You lock it in or lock it down. We'll talk about another one that actually utilizes a firm location to strip off more wood in the next episode. So just as a by the way. But the reality is you want to make sure that you've got that safety. And again, everything is always pointed outward. There are exceptions. We'll get into that, and we'll kind of up the safety level just a little bit because of that one. All right, guys, so that's it for the Two Tip Tuesday portion of this. I just want to put out a reminder, right? July 31st is the deadline for any Q&As you may have. We're going to do a fan Q&A on August the 3rd. That video will be posted here on YouTube August the 3rd, right? Your deadline for asking questions. I don't care what it's about. I've got one that's already asking me where I'm born. And everybody knows I was created in a lab somewhere, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and answer that question live, or at least in video at that time. So deadline for those is the 31st. You can message me via the comments below. You can message me via Twitter, iSurvivalist, via Instagram, iSurvivalist, via Facebook. I think that was iSurvivalist as well. But again, get those questions in so that we can get them answered. Want to have some great feedback and conversation and comments with y'all, and hear what hear what you have to ask, and then be able to answer those. So, hey guys, that's all there is to it today. Just in time now, have a plane overhead. So until then, use your instincts to survive. Thanks for watching.